Number 20. Satan from Ghosts and Goblins. Oh, here you are enjoying a nice, quiet, hanky-panky night with your girlfriend in the middle of the graveyard. Then all of a sudden, Satan comes along and steals your girlfriend before all the fun begins. This game is so tough, it's a damn heel of its own. But if you make it to the end, you must face Satan in order to get your girlfriend back. The only problem is making it to the end. And if you do make it to the end, you have to defeat Satan. This whole damn game's a heel. And Satan is a big heel. Number 19. The Endori family from Final Fight. If you are playing Final Fight, and a member of the Endori family walks onto your screen, it's safe to say that your ass is grass. And the Endori family will mow your ass, because they're the lawnmowers. These ultimate heels were modeled off of Andre the Giant, who was one of wrestling's greatest heels in the late 80s. The Endori family presented pure intimidation once they made their presence felt. They're probably the greatest family heels in video game history. Number 18. Coma Pigs from the game known as Tamba. If you have ever seen or played Tamba on the PlayStation, you already know that the landscape is beautiful. However, the Coma Pigs have invaded, and they are vandalizing the landscape and stealing anything that they want to steal. They are the ultimate heel pigs, besides, of course, the Duke Nukem pigs. They are terrorizing the villagers, and only Tamba can stop these filthy, relentless heels. Number 17. Ret the Mo from the game known as Animal Crossing. Our next heel comes from a game that is known for its peaceful gameplay. I know what you're asking. Animal Crossing has a heel? What? Really? Yes. Even the most peaceful game has a heel. Ret the Mo will troll the shit out of you if you accidentally turn off your system before you saving. The worst part of it is that when he does go on his rampage, it often takes quite a bit of a time to bypass his angry bullshit. So prepare to sit back and relax and endure on a bunch of bullshit. Angry rampage done by Ret the Mo. If you play Animal Crossing and you decide to turn your system off without saving. Number 16. Zombies. Now, zombies are featured in many different games. Zombies here, zombies there, zombies everywhere. Now, as you already know, there's a gazillion amounts of zombie video games that exist, and zombies are nothing but walking, breathing, dead assholes. You can shoot them repeatedly, blow their limbs off, and they still live. Why do they live? I'll tell you why they live. Because they want to eat your brains. Zombies are probably the largest gathering amount of heels that ever existed. Number 15. Dr. Willy from the game known as Mega Man, which I'm pretty sure all of you are familiar with. Dr. Willy is basically the Skynet of video games. I know you're familiar with Skynet from Terminator. He created humanoid robots designed to save the world, except the world ignored his contributions. And so that led to his heel turn. He used to be a good guy, but he decided to turn into a bad guy. Dr. Willy decided to reprogram his robots into a destructive Terminator. Dr. Willy was essentially the new world order. His goal was to take over the world. His only mistake was that he did not reprogram childlike robots. And Mega Man was still designed to save the world. Now if you think about it, that would make an awesome movie. I would love to see a Mega Man movie. That would be an awesome plot. Number 14, Dracula, from the game known as Castlevania. Every so often, Dracula has resurrected. As you know, Dracula, a vampire, must prey upon the innocent for blood in order to survive. Unfortunately, for Dracula, who happens to be a major heel on society, the Belmont family are vampire hunters, and they are on a quest to hunt Dracula and put an end to his heel ways. Number 13, Zeus, from the game known as God of War. Right in the beginning of God of War 2, Zeus not only disguises himself, drains your power, turns you into a human, but he also kills you and your allies. You play as Kratos, a god of war, but Zeus is definitely portrayed as perhaps the most powerful heel to ever exist. Throughout the whole game, there is a power struggle between Kratos and Zeus to the very end. Number 12, Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde, from the game known as PacMan, perhaps the very first assembled group of video game heels to ever exist. Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde, the PacMan ghosts. Their main goal is to kill you. That's basically all they live for. They want to run around that maze, catch up to your little fast ass, put an end to you. Very simple agenda. But these guys set the standards for bad guys back in the early 80s because there wasn't too many games back then, you know? Everything was simple. So these guys were the ultimate heels back in the early 80s. Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. Talk about old school. Number 11, Abobo, from the game known as Double Dragon. So here we are playing Double Dragon. Everything's doing fine. And then all of a sudden, holy shit. Look at that big bastard. Yeah. That big, huge ass kicking machine is Abobo. And if you don't watch your back, he will beat the living shit out of you. You may have to ask yourself, well, why would he do such a thing? Why would he beat the shit out of you? The answer is simple. Because he enjoys being a nasty ass heel. And that's just the way he is. And he's fucking ugly too, look at that. Number 10, George Armstrong Custer from the game Kusters Revenge. A long time ago, back in the early 80s, we had plenty of heels, but they were so simplistic that they did not represent anything terribly bad as of yet. However, George Armstrong Custer, a character from Kusters Revenge on Atari 2600, took the normal simplistic heel persona and pushed it to a whole new level and has stood to the test of time as the ultimate heel. The most unusual thing about this game is that you play as the heel, and the only thing you do in the game is rape Native American Indian women, which is obviously as heel as you can be. Talk about a real dirty bastard. Number 9, Master Hand, from Super Smash Bros. Back on the Nintendo 64, Super Smash Bros. Was essentially one of the best games available to play on Nintendo 64. If you played single player mode, you probably remember playing the game, seeing normal characters throughout the game, then all of a sudden, what the hell is that? Look at this shit. It's a large hand. What the hell? Yeah. That son of a bitch has an entity of its own. It's known as the Master Hand. And it's pissed off and ready to smack the shit out of you. Probably one of the most surprising and unexpected heals of all time. Number 8. Xbox Live Gamers. Now this may surprise you, but number 8 is not even a video game. It's the video game players. That's right. Xbox Live Gamers. Playing online games on Xbox Live is supposed to be fun. However, most of the time it becomes a massive headache due to the amount of heals that Xbox Live users have become, who troll and yell obscene language. I've personally experienced this hostility on Xbox Live. And Xbox Live gamers have earned their spot on the Ultimate Heals list. Now, I'm not saying all Xbox Live gamers are like this, but there's a good portion that are. So if you're not one of those Xbox Live gamers like that, then you're the victim. I mean, take a look at this. Take a look at this. I'll show you.
You had to be eliminated from that
your
round.
fucking teeth!
Yeah,
Fuck your teeth! I will piss in your teeth!
Excuse me. Yeah, I had to eliminate.
I
you
will
from
take
that
my
round because-
nuts and swirl it around in your teapot until you have the savory, salty flavor of my
That's not
ball
very nice,
sack.
is it? Excuse me, I'm just trying to calm you down. If you can calm down, sir.
I want you to shut the fuck up,
About your
bitch.
attitude.
We beat your ass. It's 1789, and I'm ready to get again.
Yeah, but your attitude isn't very nice. If you can just
I
calm
will
down,
bend
sir.
your fucking queen over and fuck her in that wrinkly butthole.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
Number 7. Mike Tyson. From Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I know you're familiar with that. Come on. How many times have you tried to beat Punch-Out on the Nintendo Entertainment System? You get all the way to the end of the game, and Mike Tyson completely beats the shit out of you, and you lose. Mike Tyson trolls your face with his vicious KO punches. You can either feel honored that you got your ass kicked by Mike Tyson, or feel like a complete loser that does not have what it takes to beat the relentless ass-kicking heel Mike Tyson boss in Punch-Out. Number 6. Mecca Hitler, who was featured in Wolfenstein 3D. Now, as you already know, Adolf Hitler was probably the greatest real-life hero of all time. Nobody likes him. He's an asshole. He made his way into video games as a killer mech version of himself. In Wolfenstein 3D, Mecca Hitler took the real-life Adolf Hitler, enhanced him into a humanoid mech robot. His objective is to kill you. Anything with the name Hitler is automatically a heel by default, but Mecca Hitler is probably the greatest mech robot heel of all time. I would like to see a movie, Mecca Hitler vs. Godzilla, that would smash the box offices. Number 5. Donkey Kong, who was in his own game, known as Donkey Kong, by the way. One of the most notorious old-school heels of all time, Donkey Kong, made himself well known amongst arcade gamers and console gamers. This huge pixelated gorilla holds your girlfriend as hostage. But the only problem is, what the hell does he really want? I mean, he's holding her hostage. What the hell are you gonna give him? A banana? Well, it's unknown what he really wants. The only way you can rescue your girlfriend is to climb all the way up to the top. Rescue her by yourself. Meanwhile, Donkey Kong throws barrels repeatedly at you, and he tries to kill you with these barrels. What a violent animal. Donkey Kong is probably the first successful heel video game character to ever exist. Probably the first video game heel animal that ever existed. Do not turn your back on Donkey Kong. Number 4, Bowser, also known as King Koopa from Super Mario Bros. For years, Bowser has kidnapped the princess repeatedly because he's an asshole. So happens that Mario loves the princess so dearly because he's lonely, and he must repeatedly rescue the princess in order to save the kingdom that they live in, the Mushroom Kingdom, I suppose. Bowser has his own army of characters, you know, all those weird looking turtle things, I don't know what the hell, in which he must defeat and then eventually battle against Bowser. And he might fail if he tries, because Bowser is a big, ugly bastard, that's what he is. Bowser is a good old-fashioned textbook heel, and once you beat him, you get your princess back. And everything is saved. Woohoo! Everything's good again, oh yeah. Until next time, because Bowser does it over and over again. Maybe tomorrow, she'll get kidnapped again. Well, here we have number 3. I'm sure you all know who this is. Dr. Robotnik, who was featured on Sonic the Hedgehog, Sega's flagship main video game on the Sega Genesis was Sonic the Hedgehog. And Dr. Robotnik made that possible with his heel ways. He was a very, very mad scientist with an IQ of 300. That's a genius right there. That's a smart man. He's smart. His objective was to take over the world, just like Dr. Willy. And Sonic the Hedgehog must counter his plans by defeating him several times during the game in order to save the world, just like Mega Man. If Dr. Robotnik and Willy teamed up with each other, we would be in big trouble. Unless Mega Man and Sonic team up with each other. We're on to something now. That would be a cool video game. Number 2, yeah, the Macho Man. Nope, it's not the Macho Man, it's Yeti from Ski Free, the computer game. This may be unexpected for most gamers, but one of the greatest video game heels of all time is definitely the Yeti. For those of you who are not familiar with the Yeti, he is a creature featured in an old Windows computer game. This was around when Windows was brand new, known as Ski Free. That's what the game was called. This game was released around 20 years ago. And for 20 years, this Yeti has been a real bastard for anyone who enjoys skiing. Now, I remember when I first played this game, back when I was younger, and I thought it was a normal skiing game. I was having fun with it and everything. And then all of a sudden, it went from being a normal game, skiing, having fun, to being a Yeti eating me to death type of game. I don't know where the hell it came from. This ran on the screen, and the damn thing killed me. He ate me to death, and I almost shit myself. And I had a nightmare of pixelated Yetis trying to kill me in my sleep. The Yeti, in my opinion, is the biggest video game kill of all time. But wait a minute. We haven't reached number 1 yet. What the hell could be better than the Yeti? What could be better than the Bowser? Better than Dr. Robotnik? Better than a mech version of Hitler? Is there really something better than that? What the hell? Are you kidding me?
Another me is what there will never be. Another life like this you'll never see. Another me is what there will never be. Another life like
there is something badder, a lot badder. The biggest heel of all time when it comes to video games. Jack the Asshole Thompson. The video game activist. Oh yes, there is something much worse. If you talk about the baddest of the bad, the heelest of the heels when it comes to video games, it doesn't get any better than this. Oh no, it's not a video game. But instead, it's a video game activist. This guy absolutely hates video games, especially any video games with violence. If any act of violence occurs in this world, he automatically blames it on video games. If he finds a herpes on his ass and vagina, he automatically blames it on video games. This asshole blames everything on video games. He is officially the #1 video game heel of all time, as well as the #1 asshole in video games of all time. Asshole.